Sir Mark, you can start. Sir Mark. Sir Mark. Sir Mark, you can start. Sir Mark. Sir Mark. Sir Mark, you can start. Sir Mark. Sir Mark. Sir Mark, you can start.
Sir, please start.
Sir Mark. Sir Mark.
Yes, Doc. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Good day to everyone and to our dear. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so good day to everyone and to our dear highly speakers and also to our participants around the world. I'm Mark Anthony Dalipe, a faculty member from Catanduanes State University and Bicol, Philippines, and it's my honor to be your virtual host for today's international conference on different dimensions of physical fitness organized by International Association of PN Sports Incorporated
Okay,
in collaboration. Good afternoon, ma'am. In collaboration to our dear, am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In collaboration with Physical Education Foundation of India and recognized by Ministry of Youth and Sports Government by India of India. And of course, this is another activity or program about different dimensions of physical education, which I know everybody will enjoy. Remember also that we are live via YouTube. So hello to everyone. And I'd like also to highlight in today's conference that we have our three highly distinguished speakers. We have Miss Geraldine Riardon, Associate Professor Dr. Chalam, and Associate Professor Dr. Anjum Padial. And also, we have also our dear speakers in inaugural and concluding session. And to formally start our program, let us all feel the anointing power of the Lord through opening prayer and a national anthem. Doc?
Every tribe will see your glory. Every nation bow before you. Oh, onto our God. Your matchless, endless love unrestrained. This is our God. Every tribe sing praise, glory, honor, and shame unto our God, unto our God. Your matchless, endless love unrestrained. This is our God. This is our God. Ayo, 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 ah. 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 Ayo, 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 ah.
भारत भाग्य विधाता
पंजाब सिंह गुजरात मराठा
द्राविड उत्कल बंगा
विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा
उछल जल
तव शुभ नाम तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय
जन गण मंगल नायक जय हे
भारत भाग्य विधाता
जय हे जय हे जय हे जय जय
ธงชาติและเพลงชาติไทย เป็นสัญลักษณ์ของความเป็นไทย เราจงร่วมใจยืนตรงเคารพธงชาติ ด้วยความภาคภูมิใจในเอกราช และความเสียสละของบรรพบุรุษไทย
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Sa langit ng pagkaw, ay hinatang tula, awit sa
Mark.
Hello, yes, good afternoon once again, everyone, and welcome to International Conference on Different Dimensions of Physical Fitness. And without further ado, may we call on. So, everybody, I hope everyone is doing well today. And without further ado, may we call on our President for International Association of Physical Education and Sports Incorporated to give us an inaugural speech. Let's welcome Associate Professor Dr. Jevelson M. Santos. Doc?
Good morning. Am I audible, Sir Mark?
Yes, Doc. You're on.
Okay, thank you. Good morning to our fellow professionals in the field of physical education and sports. It is my immense pleasure to welcome you all in this international conference on different dimensions of physical fitness. As we all know that in this pandemic time, we are busy and we are preoccupied with many things that commonly give us distractions that we have forget to be fit. Always remember that being fit or being physically fit is an important um, thing that a human being can have. I hope that this conference would give a lot of learnings and knowledge that would be shared to us by our eminent speakers. With that, I would like to uh, welcome you all, as well the people who are watching us in the YouTube live. I would also take this opportunity to thank Dr. Piyush Jain, the National Secretary of Physical Education Foundation of India, to Professor Gulshan Khanna. Thank you so much, sir, for being with us and the support that you are giving to us. Thank you so much for this opportunity to have you. It's been an honor to be one of your partners in spreading and uplifting the world of physical education and sports. As well to Associate Professor Dr. Kishore Mokopadhyay, my mentor, my friend. Thank you so much for always giving us your utmost support. To Mr. Subrata Day, thank you so much. And to our eminent speakers, our members of the organizing committee, Dr. Ram Mohan Singh, Dr. TJ Panganiban. Thank you so much. Once again, good morning and good afternoon to you, everyone. Go back to you, Sir Mark. Sir Mark.
Doc Jewel.
Yeah.
So Sir Mark is not inside our webinar. So
Proceed.
can we proceed?
Yes.
Okay. Let's have our introductory address from Dr. Piyush Jain, a National Secretary of Physical Education Foundations of India. So good afternoon, Doc.
Dr. Piyush Jain is as well not in the meeting room, but he is expressing his congratulations and best wishes for the grand success of this conference. Thank you so much. Prudence?
Okay, so let's proceed. For our welcome address, so let's all have Associate Professor Dr. Kishore Mukhopandiai, an Associate Professor of Union Christian Training College and member of an International Advisory Board, also an International Association of Physical Education and Sports Incorporated. Good afternoon, Doc.
Good morning and good afternoon, everybody.
Good morning.
Respected Dr. Gelson M. Santos, President, International Association of Physical Education and Sports, respected Dr. Piyush Jain, although he is not physically present over here due to his busy schedule, National Secretary, Physical Education Foundation, India, respected Mr. Subroto De, International Advisory Board Member, International Association of Physical Education and Sports. Today's chief guest, respected Professor Dr. Gulshan Khanna, Co-Vice Chancellor, Manav Rachana, International Institute of Research Studies. Our dignitary resources, especially Dr. Mrs. Radon, Madam, Founder and CEO, Athletics Brain, Dr. Chellam, Madam, of Sita Lakshmi Rameshwamy College, Tamil Nadu, India, Dr. Pandyal, Madam, of Dinabandhu College, Delhi University, India, Dr. Ram Mohan Singh, Pondicherry University, India, Dr. Mark Panganivan, Mrs. Prudence, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the International Association of Physical Education and Sports, I welcome you all in the mega international conference on different dimensions of physical fitness. I am feeling extremely sorry and sorrow to express that yesterday we lost Milkha Singh, the legend of Indian, at the age of 91 years due to the COVID-19 infections. He was gold medalist in Asian Games, and his record is still unbroken by any Indians. I pray God for heavenly peace of his soul. Earlier, we organized the international conference on the concept of physical fitness. Today, we are going to cover 3 areas of physical fitness, such as neurofitness, which is a combination of mental as well as physiological aspect of an individual, then nutritional fitness, core fitness, which is associated with physical aspect of an individual. Now, what is physical fitness? Physical fitness is the ability of an individual to perform day-to-day activities effectively without fatigue and preserve energy to meet the demands of unforeseen emergencies. It is a part of total fitness. Total fitness is the ability to make fast and more effective decisive decisions, and also will train to see more good than bad from problems that occur. The role of fitness is prerequisite to maintain high level of cardiovascular and muscular fitness with the ability to maintain the positive and meaningful social relationship. Total fitness is a multi-dimensional concept that include aspects such as emotional, social, mental, nutritional, and physical component. People who are physically fit are also healthier and able to maintain their most optimum weight and are also not prone to cardiac and other health issues. In order to maintain a relaxed state of mind, a person should be physically active. A person who is fit, both physically and mentally, is strong enough to face ups and downs of life and is not affected by the drastic changes if they take place. Especially during this COVID-19 pandemic situation, where the major issues are related with the building a good amount of immunity, which is related with nutritional status, optimum sleep, physical activities, and cope with stress, anxiety, and depression. So far as fitness is concerned, regular physical exercises promote strong muscle and bones. It improves respiratory, cardiovascular health and overall health. Staying active can also help you to maintain a healthy weight, reduce your risk of type 2 diabetes, and reduce your risk of some cancer issues. Physical fitness has been promoted as a possible prevention for the neurodegenerative diseases. Exercise will help a positive influence on cognitive, and it increases the brain-derived neurotrophin factors and essential neurotropins. Dietary factors can affect multiple brain processes by regulating neurotransmitter pathways, sympathetic transmissions, membrane fluidity, and signal transduction pathways. In order to tackle the fight or flight responses in a meaningful way, mental fitness is very important. With these words, I again welcome you all to the international conference on different dimensions of physical fitness and wish a grand success of today's event. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kishore, for that welcome address. Thank you, sir. And may we call on at this point, may we call on the member of International Advisory Board, International Association of Physical Education and Sports Incorporated to give us a message. Let's welcome Mr. Subrata Day. Sir, good afternoon. Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am. I think I'm audible, ma'am.
Yes.
Can you hear
Yes,
me
sir.
properly?
You're
Yeah.
audible.
Morning, good afternoon. Welcome to all in this international conference on physical physical fitness and its different dimensions. As Dr. Kishore sir told before my lecture, my presentation, that yesterday we come to know that our sport legendary Mr. Milkha Singh ji sudden dismiss due to COVID pandemic. Although he was one of the Indian icon, so I will request all of you, please pray to God so that he maybe with us. His sudden dismiss with a great loss for Indian sports fraternity. And we are really very sorry to say that our Indian sports fraternity is really blessed with his guidance and of course his contribution in international arena. And now I will speak about today's conference, which has been organized by IAPS and Physical Education Foundation of India, National Sports Promotion Organization recognized by Government of India. This is one of the great initiation which has been taken by both IAPS and PAFI. They are doing great job in this area by conducting different conferences, webinars in this pandemic situation, and they are serving. So today's conference related to physical fitness, as we all know that physical fitness, this is the ability of bodies to work effectively and efficiently. So this is one of the important area that we must have to make it a routine or regular process for our daily life. So I also welcome our respected, President, respected National Secretary Pepi, and our respected chief guest and other eminent speaker, and my colleagues, friends, and all of you, because today's webinar is related to one of the important areas that I already told. So if you look in global data about the physical fitness, more than 41 millions of people globally, they annually die due to these different NCDs, communicable disease, and their heart disease related to heart, it's very prominent. So if you look, mostly 71% of globally data, it's add to the death of certain kind of things. So if we be more concerned about our fitness, if we make it a routine for our regular process, so definitely we can come out, we can make it more healthy. As you know, our Indian government also has started some fitness related program like Fit India. So it will also value good process in our healthy lifestyle. Even we look other things rather than NCDs. If you be physically fit, definitely it will add your mental ability and it will boost your performance. And also in sporting population, also if you look, athletes fitness is also very important. Also we like healthy individual, we must have to be more concerned. So like that, even we have today our eminent speaker, we will learn, we will be witness with more important part with our eminent speaker. So without much taking time, now I will once again welcome, and I also congratulate IAPS and PEFI for organizing this webinar internationally, and I welcome all those participants, those who are right now in YouTube watching us. So now I will closing my statement here. Thank you, President Dr. Jelson sir. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sobrata for your message, sir. And at this point, let's, or may we call on the Pro Vice Chancellor, Madam Rakna International Institute of Research and Studies to give us a message or to give us a keynote address. Let's welcome Professor Dr. Gulshan Khanna. Sir, good afternoon or good morning. Sir,
Can you hear me?
yes, sir. You're audible, sir. Good
Okay,
day.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Professor Joelson. It's really an honor for me for getting invited in this, multinational conference which you keep organizing. And this is one of the best conference because I can see the theme is very, very important here. And the theme is basically on the related to fitness, and everybody during this COVID has started talking about fitness only. And we all are part of that fitness group, and from the physical education side, sports sciences, the various association also you have brought together also from Philippines, from India, from Thailand, and other people have joined you in making this a very, very successful. And I am also thankful to you for selecting a really a relevant theme on this conference, because fitness actually is at core of my heart only, that how do we really keep improving the fitness of this. And the corona has made us more aware about that fitness has to be there for everyone. So the kind of fitness we require may be different for different person, but definitely everybody needs the fitness to fight against this COVID. It can be from the immunity point of view, physiological point of view, from other point of view, sports performance point of view, whatever. But we need to really keep discussing this fitness. Earlier, it was only limited to that we have just cardiovascular endurance, optimum level, balance, flexibility, coordination. But now it has gone beyond that, from the wellness point also, that we have to see that social wellness, the wellness for the point of view working, occupational wellness. The most important has become the spiritual wellness in all around, particularly in this Asian region. The another factor which have come here is the intellectual integrating wellness, and other part of that is the mental health is picking up very, very, in a big way. So we have to also be particular about that. How do we really integrate this mental wellness? I think there is a need to have the multidimensional approach in this multidimensional interdisciplinary approach, where even technology can also play a bigger role now. So I think we need to really discuss in a multidisciplinary environment that how do we really change this concept of fitness and come together to have a kind of white paper on that, by collaborating with each other, that what kind of multi-sectional areas we should incorporate into this fitness. And we have in it with lot of knowledge also around the world. We have to just assemble some and come out with the more areas of research with these evidences which are already available, just to integrate, and then come out with the action-oriented program in future also. And with these words, I think this conference will be very successful. I'm thankful to the Secretary of Physical Education of India, Dr. Piyush Jain, Dr. Kishore, Dr. Day, and other colleagues of mine from India, as well as from the other foreign countries, the keynote speakers. We will definitely learn a lot from you, and we'll have more of the interaction also. Thank you for inviting me, Professor Joel, and I wish a successful conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Professor Dr. Gulsan Khanna. Thank you, sir. And we are also grateful, sir, that you are attending or you have attended our conference for today. Thank you so much again, sir.
My pleasure.
And a pleasant morning again to everyone who are virtually participating. So there are numerous health advantages to physical fitness. Regular exercise and physical activity promotes strong muscles and bones. It improves respiratory, cardiovascular health, and overall health. Staying active can also help you maintain a healthy weight, reduce your risk for type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and reduce your risk for some cancers. In other words, staying active is a crucial part of maintaining good health and wellness. But before we have our eminent speaker for today, once again, we are live via YouTube, so you can share it to your friends and co-employees or faculties. The questions, if you have some questions, you may type it in our chat box, or those who are participating in YouTube, you have there the chat box. You may type your questions, and it will be entertained after the presentation of our dear highly speakers. And the certificates will be available after filling up the feedback form, which will be given later on. So our first eminent speaker for this for today is a founder and CEO of Athlete's Brain, or AB. This is a technology-driven health and wellness company that is a technology-driven health and wellness company that is pioneering neurolongevity, neurofitness, and neurodesign to help optimize, protect, and repair brain function in athletes and other in high pressure or high impact scenarios. Let's welcome our first speaker for today, Miss Geraldine Riardon. Ma'am, good day, good afternoon, or good morning. Ma'am Geraldine, yes? Yes, ma'am, good afternoon. Ma'am, you're not audible,
you are
ma'am.
not audible. Madam, you are not audible, madam.
Your microphone, ma'am. Yes. You are mute, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Okay, you are audible now, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, yes.
Okay, great.
Geraldine ma'am, you are still muted. The mic is on mute. Yeah, now fine. Still can't hear.
Geraldine, I think you are using device. Hello, Ma'am Geraldine. Can you hear us?
I'm actually
There,
use the
ma'am.
phone.
Yeah, ma'am. We can hear you now, ma'am.
Um, I'm using the phone because there's a problem with the microphone.
Yes, ma'am. You can use the phone. You can use your phone, and then use your laptop for presenting or sharing your screen, madam.
Right. I want to thank you for inviting me and participating in this conference today, and sharing with you the very important information about physical fitness, and most especially for us, the brain. You cannot discuss physical fitness without including the brain. And I have a PowerPoint presentation if we'd like to share the screen.
Yes, madam. You can share your screen, madam.
So we are the pioneers in neurofitness. And all too often, athletes and trainers are focused on developing muscles and for optimal performance. But all too often, they overlook the most important aspect of performance and recovery, which is the brain. So there's plenty of good reasons to be physically active. Big ones include reducing the odds of developing heart disease, stroke, diabetes. People may want to lose weight, lower their blood pressure, prevent depression, or just overall to look better. But there's one other important reason, and that exercise changes the brain in ways that protect memory and thinking skills. So we talk about exercise in the brain. Exercise helps memory and thinking in both direct and indirect means. The benefits of exercise come directly from the ability to reduce insulin resistance, reduce inflammation, and also to stimulate the release of growth factors, the chemicals in the brain that affect the health of brain cells. And also the new formation of neuronal pathways and new brain cells within the brain. Indirectly, exercise improves mood and sleep. It reduces stress and anxiety. Problems in these areas frequently cause or contribute to cognitive impairment. The many studies that we have conducted suggest that the parts of the brain that control process and memory, which is the prefrontal cortex and the medial temporal cortex, have greater volume in people who exercise versus people who don't. But the one thing that we found that's even more exciting is that we find that by engaging in a regular program of exercise of only moderate intensity for about 6 months, there is a definite increase in the volume of selected brain regions. But not all exercise is created equal. You know, we've found that regular aerobic exercises, which is the exercise that gets your heart pumping and your sweat glands pumping, actually appears to boost the size of the hippocampus, which is the area of the brain involved in verbal memory and learning. But unlike aerobic exercise, resistance training, balance and muscle toning exercises do not have the same result. So our research over the last 2 decades has led the athlete's brain to conclude that through targeted therapeutic exercise, we can actually improve functioning of specific parts of the brain, thereby improving performance. So what is neurofitness? We are the pioneers in neurofitness. And neurofitness is a simultaneous whole body and whole brain workout. And what does neurofitness do? It improves not only your physical performance level, it improves cognitive functioning, enhancing both mental and physical strength. Neurofitness is a key part of any physical fitness regimen. And we, through our research and through our exercise and our protocols, encourage what's called neurogenesis. And neurogenesis is the formation of new neuronal pathways and new brain cells. So have you ever wondered if there was a simple and a profound system and protocol that can really affect performance? And there is, and it's called neurofitness. And the benefits to neurofitness are many. Selective attention, cognitive control, processing speed, visual scanning, temporal perception, hand-eye, foot-eye coordination, temporal order, memory, and reaction time. But one other thing that the brain controls is success or failure. The role of brain in sports performance can be seen clearly in fatigue. What we find in our research is when muscle groups fail, there's more than 50% of the fibers available for recruitment. This has led us to the hypothesis of a central governor controlling the decision to fail. So if you control the governor, you control fatigue. And our work continues today as we emphasize the importance of neurofitness in maximizing and sustaining brain health and fighting off brain degeneration. We also highlight particular molecules that can be targeted in order to optimize the benefits of exercise related to total brain and body fitness. Over the past two decades, our researchers at Athlete's Brain have identified many molecular mechanisms underlying exercise's influence on cognition. Our exercise studies have shown that there are proteins and other molecules from muscle, fat, and liver tissue that spur neurogenesis and actually speed the neural maturation, promote brain vascularization, and increase the volume of the hippocampus in humans. One of the molecules that we identified that is very important and that exercise influences is BDNF. And what we discovered is that by ramping up neurogenesis, we increase the level of BDNF factor, and that promotes both the survival and differentiation of brain cells. The other aspect of exercise molecularly is the secretion by muscle and fat cells of growth factors in the brain. And again, focusing on accelerating new neuron growth and increasing the volume of specific areas of the brain. The Athlete's Brain system focuses and is centered on neurofitness. And to achieve true peak performance and whole body physical fitness, you must include training for the body and the mind. Athlete's Brain Neurofitness, it does not take time for positive changes to occur in the brain. In fact, the changes in your brain happen after the very first workout. And over time, many significant changes take place in the brain. This is just a picture here of an athlete's brain neurofitness center. But the protocols and the program of neurofitness can be instituted by anyone at home, in schools for physical education, in fitness centers, training professional athletes. It really is applicable across all levels of physical fitness. I want to thank you again for giving me the opportunity to share with you about how important the brain is in total fitness, and that we must pay attention to not only mental health, but training the brain for optimum performance and neuro longevity. Thank you again. And it was such a pleasure joining you here today.
Thank you so much to Ms. Geraldine Reardon for that very well presented discussion, or very informative discussion that you have shared today with us. Thank you so much, ma'am. And
you're welcome.
Yes, ma'am. And to give your certificate, please receive this, Doc Jewel. Okay, ma'am. Please receive this, ma'am, the certificate of appreciation to be given to Miss Geraldine Reardon for sharing her precious time and effort as resource speaker during the conduct of international conference on different dimensions of physical fitness, organized by International Association of PE and Sports in collaboration with Physical Education Foundation of India, given this 19th day of June 2021 via Zoom. Signed, Dr. Kishore Mukhopadhyay, Chief Advisor IEPS. Signed, Dr. Piyush Jain, National Secretary PEFI, and signed by Associate Dr. Professor Jewelson Santos, President of IEPS. Once again, Ma'am Geraldine, thank you so much for sharing your time and your discussion for today's conference. Thank you so much, ma'am. And for our next speaker, may we call on Associate Professor Dr. N. Chalam, Associate Professor in Food Service Management and Dietetics, Department of Nutrition and Dietetics, Setalakshmi Ramaswamy College, Tiruchirappalli, Tamil Nadu, India. Let's welcome Ma'am Chalam, or Professor Chalam, to discuss to us about the importance of nutritional fitness. Ma'am, good afternoon.
Thank you. Good afternoon, good morning.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Do you get my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
So, I'm really happy to be with you all today. I'd like to tell you, I'd like to express my regards and thanks to EASPEN and Indian Sports Association for inviting me to present the lecture on importance of nutritional fitness, the way forward. Let me start. So the agenda of my presentation is going to be, I'm going to just give highlights about the endurance activity and metabolic demands of every individual in sports. And I'm going to give a few informations about anthropological perspectives of health and fitness, and global health statistics of fitness, and some of the fitness biomarkers, and the components of nutritional fitness that are going to be achieved with the help of recent approaches, and few recommendations I'm planning to give in this session. A study when it was conducted in around like a couple of decades ago in US with the anthropological perspectives, the human evolution history, and the energy expenditure that had happened, that was energy expenditure that was incurred by the ancient human from an anthropological and from an anthropological perspectives. The study was explored and identified that the energy expenditure of the human when it was in his origin, it was very much similar to the energy expenditure of total energy expenditure of today's human. Whereas the fitness enthusiast of today's scenario is requesting more calories, energy expenditure, and require more calorie for conducting activities than that of the normal man, which we all know that the energy requirement is pretty higher for the extra activity what he is undergoing. But from this study, it was understood that over period of millions of years, over the period of years, human energy expenditure and requirement was not much changed, and still it is same with the previous year's expenditure, whereas the activity that decides the expenditure and requirement of the human nutrition and for the fitness, to maintain the fitness. If you look at the endurance activity that takes place around us, it's not only for us, it's for all the animals and human with engaged in different occupations. They require different amount of calories for the stipulated period of time that they are going to work for long work per day. And when you look at the image, it is approximately 2000 to 3000 kilocalories per day for their um, uh, livelihood along with their resting energy expenditure, but it varies with the number and amount of hour of working. And we can see like we the community, we working community from different category also expend equal amount of calories for the activities that is required by a sportsman. But an overall average requirement of a sportsman is actually amazingly high because of his excessive energy expenditure at the work spot or the the sports area. So this is the reason why the energy expenditure and energy requirement always as at the higher end for a sports person is concerned. And based on this energy expenditure, we generally calculate the requirements and feeding plan, protocol. When a person goes for activity, not necessarily a sporting activity of any kind of heavy activity, all these systems gets involved, including nervous system, the metabolic, the biochemical metabolism, skin and skeletal and transport system, circulatory system. All these, with the trigger of all these systems only, we could able to derive the energy which is required for the activity. So when the trigger of these system, with the trigger of these system, we go for the biological demands of all different nutrients that is actually supplied via food. The demand of these nutrients are in at a different pace. It is decided by the organs that are located from in this side. When the neural activity, when the respiratory activity and circulatory activity initiates the like output of their requirement, at that time the oxidative stress starts, the inflammatory function starts, and intestinal absorption also gets started, and fatty acids gets released from your muscles and all over part of the body, and heat production is very high. And with these requirements, we human take energy and take adequate amount of nutrients to perform these physiological functions demanded by the organs. For these demands, we require food. You know, you can see that people working around you are absolutely, they are uh, taking their food and utilizing the energy which is derived from their food. Whereas a professional sports person, he or she must have to have, she cannot consume just like that in a very natural way and in a self-designed manner. He or she should consume with the consultation of a nutritionist and therapist in order to make the performance in a recommended, make the performance high with adequate recommendations of the specialists and expertise. The reason is the aim of performing sports is achievement or winning when compared to the natural activities. These activities can be compromised one or the other day, whereas the sports performance is actually targeted with a specific, with a particular targeted with particular period of time and amount of or quantum of work. So when you want to differentiate and when you want to understand that the normal endurance activities among human is very natural, and the demands of their body is based on their the new demands of their nutritional requirement is based on their bodily demand and the activities demand, and mostly their dietary incorporation happens in a simple manner, and it is very simple and homemade, and it goes in an ethnic way. Whereas the sports person's requirement is decided based on the event, and supplementations are mandate, and ergogenic aids of natural origin is also important because it is tailor made to attain performance. This has got to be derived with the help of a nutritional recommendations. When I take you all to, like, I would like to take you all to the history and anthropological perspectives of nutritional fitness. We are imbibed. Kerayan, when you look at this image, he is a sage who's called as Kerayan. Like his period of existence was not mentioned in the scriptures. When we study the scriptures which are available in the ancient libraries, in his book Padartha Guna Sindhamani, which is called as one of an ancient book for Siddha meditation. In his book, he prescribed, or he just wanted to mention that the one who understands and understand his body's requirement and uptake the food as per the body's requirement will only live longer than anyone else. So he just revealed the secret of long life by saying that you have to understand your body very well. And Puranas and Upanishads of our Indian region says that these people have lived longer, and there were no proper evidences, but still scriptures written by them in later periods were telling that these people lived longer and they have undergone body demand based nutrition ingestion lifestyle. They lived in forest and they led a life based on their bodily demand, and they also expressed and they also recommended how to lead our life with a nature based one. And he is Tiruvalluvar, he is another sage who lived in BC 5, and he also recommending that no need of medicine to heal your body's pain. If you understand that your body's digestive system is working well, you have to eat as per your body's or stomach's requirement. You have that is, once when you understand, once when you realize the digestive system says that I'm hungry, you will have to eat. So he is telling the connection between the digestive system, brain, and the nutritional demand. So he's expressing that the nutritional demands are decided by the organs, and this is what is said by Hippocrates too. Food can be a medicine and miracle at any time for any kind of emergency situation, including this COVID pandemic too. And let's finish anthropology. With the support of these previous evidences, I would like to show you that there is a big demand, or there is a big thread that exists over the morbidity and mortality status invariably all over the world, in all regions of the world, which is distributed like this, that the non-communicable diseases are dominating because the lifestyle decides the diseases, and the nutritional disorders, that is deficiency disorders are also there, and now communicable and maternal related diseases are also very high when compared to injury. With this big global burden, it's a big question mark that how to come out of this. And when you look at this image, the health expenditure per capita is also very high among even developed countries, which is a big burden for all of us to think how to lead our life healthy. And here you can see that life and death is in the realm of food and nutrition. So if you look at this image, where the diet, high sodium diet and high diet which is rich in grains and cereals and low in fruit, all contributing major amount of death and majority of the mortality status when compared to the diet which is good in milk and which is processed meat and etc. The consumption status of processed meat is not so when compared to the consumption of high sodium. The studies of various parts of world is telling that the quality of life is also affected by consuming improper quality of food and improper choice of food. When it happens in your lifestyle throughout the period of time, it can go and affect your system by producing more free radicals, and with the free radicals are target specific components, unwanted components that affects the cardiovascular system and that can induce type 2 diabetes, etc. And so it's time for us to think that what do we need? We need to have idea about nutritional fitness. Fitness is very important for leading our life healthy. Nutrition for fitness is very, very important to lead our life healthy and long. So it is defined as the ability to sustain your performance through foods, dietary supplements, and beverages in adequate quantity, quality, and proportion. Talking about nutrition and the benefits of nutrients are not important. Choosing the nutrients and choosing the food and preparing the food in a correct manner in order to release the chemicals which are needed by the body, that is carbohydrate, protein, and fat, which is needed by the body, by preparing it in a good way, by choosing it in a right way, only will help us to get the nutritional fitness. Otherwise, speaking about nutrients are not going to help us at all. And why nutritional fitness? So nutritional fitness is the only factor or the major key factor which can decide a sports person's performance, sleep quality, body composition, and it can also control the mood of the sports person. So psychological stress, and it can help him to get out of injuries and inflammation, and it can promote the recovery. Why? Because whenever we talk about nutritional recommendations as far as the sports person is concerned, the three main aim of a sports person's nutrition or a sports nutrition is concerned: prevention, promotion, and recovery, speedy recovery. So these three objectives are to be met only by providing adequate fuels, adequate proteins, and ample amount of vitamins and minerals to perform the metabolic functions very well. So when you provide it in an optimal way, you will attain the basic objectives of sports. But providing that thing is dependent upon the quality and quantity and selection of the nutritional uh, sources. Coming down to the nutritional fitness, the nutritional fitness benefits. Obviously, you can see people who are living in villages more than 100 years, very, very, very. She is a Padma Shri awardee, Miss Papamma, and she is living now with like at 105 years old lady. She won the award too in 2021 for her lifestyle and her dietary pattern and her immortality. In this, I would like to show you her interview also if time permits later, and not now. you know, in her interview, like she was so specific about she was leading her life very happily just because of her way of living. She's doing all her activities the grounds on the grounds very casually like others, and she's eating all the natural foods that are available on farms, and she's cultivating some of the food items that is getting cooked in her kitchen, and she's very happy by doing these kind of activities. She's telling that she's very happy and she's not getting diverted and she's not very stressful, and her mental and social well-being is also very good. And if you look at her hair, you know, unimaginably it is very dense, and it all tells that like people can live longer with a very healthy body and mind and social health with only with the help of mainly with the help of nutritional fitness. And if you look at this graph, there is a dramatic difference that is getting exhibited among sports beginners and sports personals and the persons who are not on sport, whose physical fitness level is index is very low with the age when compared to the you know, physical health. So you know, this graph is telling that physical fitness is something different from the physical health. Those who are not performing sports are also on you know, the persons who are not performing sports are having, you know, sports quitters and not performing sports are also having good health, whereas their physical fitness is very poor at the age of 70 and 80. And but you know, the one who is continuously doing physical exercise has got a very good physical fitness, and the health index is bit comparatively lower. That is, it indicates that nutritional fitness along with the physical fitness, or as part of physical fitness, nutritional fitness is very important to keep health and longevity for longer period of time at the age of even 70 or crossing 70. Do you think that athletes are fit, or are they unhealthy? Fit but unhealthy? Yes, of course. Over a period of time, when you undergo exercises and exercise induced stresses, it may increases the you know, over the period of time, the exercise induced dietary regime with high calorie and high protein and high metabolic rates, the bodily organs can go for damage and inflammation can happen, and the longevity can also get reduced when compared to the normal population. So overstressing and overstressing of the physical body at the end of you know, excessive activity, it may affect the total system. And so it should be done, or it should be planned in such a way that the physical fitness or the athlete should perform their task with optimal nutrition for the remaining life in the post retired period. And when we think about like, are we nutritionally fit, that you know, many the prevalence of cardiovascular diseases, type 2 diabetes and obesity, cancer, everything is on rise. And till date, if you check the statistical data on health, definitely the comorbidities are at the highest side, and we are still searching that how to control these all will happen only with nutritional fitness. And in this slide also, iron deficiency anemia is one of a very leading and most prevalent disorder, nutritional disorder that exists among athletes when compared to other disorders. So this indicates that nutritional imbalance is at the higher side among the athletes because of their dietary habits. So these are the nutritional indicators which you can, with the help of these fitness indicators, you can understand and you can study the biomarkers that represents the physiological and physical condition of a sports person. There are blood biomarkers, urine biomarkers, genetic biomarkers, and metabolic biomarkers. These blood biomarkers are, you know, hemoglobin, your protein, your sugar level, urine hemoglobin, urine sugar level, and genetic biomarkers will be dealing little later in the later slides. And metabolic biomarkers are incoming biomarkers that are going to help the sports personnel to understand what is the nutritional fitness level of their body and how to recover their body from the nutritional deficiencies and excess, so that they can enhance the performance as well as enhance their life's quality and longevity. And now I have to tell you how to achieve the fitness. If we may think that we are fit, but the statistics is telling that we are not fit. We are nutritionally very poor and very deficient. And this fitness can be achieved by providing adequate diet, very good choice and quality diet, and specific nutritional requirements. So food choice is in our hand, in the individual's hand. It is not only in the individual's hand, it is also in the hands of the nation and hands of the availability. The food availability for sports person is the prime most important factor for choosing the food that are available. So it goes hand in hand. Only when availability is there more for the sports personnel or anybody, food selection will happen in a healthy way. But when you check with the data that is available all over the world, availability of the food is adequate. The production and the distribution, everything is adequate. When compared to very little portions, it is insufficient. But selection is not that good. And when you check with the factors that are affecting the availability, naturally it is the food gap that exists between the population and distribution of the population. Maybe the production, the import, export, the yield, the labor, all these things are not equally distributed all around the world. Even the agricultural lands and agriculture is not getting done evenly in all around the world. That may give a food gap among all of us. That is the reason why the availability may looks good in this slide, but the availability may not happen personally to all of us because of this food lapse. And there are a lot of, like, based on availability, we have to choose our diet. Even though we have food on our plate, there are a lot of factors that can affect the choice of food by you on plate, which these are classified into several categories, like biological choices, social factors, emotional, economical, lifestyle and food factors, and environmental factors. These various factors are actually derived from several studies conducted among athletes, sports athletes, and they have expressed, after conducting so many interviews and food frequency questionnaires and their objective and non-objective questionnaires, they were expressing so many, so diverse factors that are affecting the quality, the food choice of them. If you say biological factor, like basic factor, biological factors are known one. Based on the hunger only a person can eat. If there is no hunger, it is impossible for him to eat. So hunger and appetite is one of an important physiological function. This can be affected by so many other illnesses and conditions. So like this taste, gastrointestinal discomfort, all these factors of a sports person can decide, can increase the food choice, can betterment the food choice, and can also affect the food choice. And coming down to the social factors, meal pattern, availability, culture, ethnicity, and religion can also affect the food choice. A person who is born and brought up in southern part of the world cannot go and get the same kind of food and preparations in the northern part of the world. When he goes for sporting activity, at that time his food choice is limited, and he may get he may choose his food in a very not very happy way. At that time the nutritional status and food choice is getting affected. And similarly, the stress and emotions and economy, the cost and income, motivation and health benefits of the food, and advertisement, nutrition knowledge, right nutrition knowledge, all these things are also affecting the food choice of an individual. And apart from that, when a food is getting served on the table of a sports person, its appearance, its labels, and what the label says and what the package says and how the portion size is, all together is affecting his food choice. So with these the food choice is a big challenge for a sports person or an individual, normal individual. It is very difficult to choose. Out of all these difficulty, it is our responsibility to choose the best diet for our health. And these are the research studies that are telling that the perception or the knowledge that are available among the sports personnel is, like, many of them are telling that, you know, many of the female are representing that the diet is very important for the important, and nutrition is required in a different way for different persons, and supplements are very essential. So majority of the female are having knowledge, and men are also having knowledge. Whereas this knowledge is, when further studies conducted, when this knowledge was in a right way or in a right sense, it was not that good. The knowledge that was possessing about the nutrition and dietary requirement was just knowledge. It was not up to the expectations of the fitness, up to the expectations of the fitness, and how to choose the diet and all the things are not apparently not very good. And this is a study which is telling that what athletics feel about their dietary choices. Like, many of them are having their food for health and awareness, many of them are having their food for mood and feeling, and many telling that based on their hunger and satiety they are choosing their diet. And it's not, it is a unique factor. Food choice is a unique factor which can causes and which can decide what quantity of food you are in need of it, and it can even affect the quantity of food you are requirement. And this is a beautiful study among different parts of the world, is telling that the food recommendations or the food imbalances, the persons who are not consuming the person's diet which is low in fruit, vegetable, nuts, vitamin A and folate, were studied. And those who are lacking in these food category were exhibiting or were diagnosed with different types of disease. The study was actually conducted among different patients, patients with illnesses, and among them their dietary choices were poor, with fruits, vegetables, nuts and seeds, and all the healthy components, etc. This indicates that the dietary quality is not up to the mark of nutritional requirement of an individual. And this is how a dietary food pyramid must be for an for a for a nutritional fitness. And the healthy diet choice can be of your regional selections. It can be a buttermilk, it can be a lassi, it can be a coffee or extract of your tea, green tea, or it can be an extract of jaggery. These are some of the regional food preparations of southern part of India, and these can be decided, not necessarily like the regional foods that are available based on their culture, available on based on their culture, can be consumed for their betterment of health. And the sports personnel can consume liquid foods in the form of juices, candies, melons, tender coconut water, and like sugarated candies in the form of nut chickies and coconut chickies. All these can be part of their diet in order to make their diet enriched not only with a junk calorie, but also with iron and protein and iron. So your diet quality must also have to be make mentioned when you plan for a healthy diet to lead a fit life. So to get your diet in a quality, if you want to obtain a quality diet, you will have to feed the diet at the right time in the right quantity. This is not in the hands of all of us. This is there in the hands of food preparation and the composition and in the acceptability. All these factors are interlinked factors. The acceptability is actually depends upon the preparation procedure, what we adopt in the kitchen and how we present the food, and what nutritionally superior food are we adding, and what is the composition of the food we are adding for the particular recipe. All these put together, preparing a recipe will make the recipe delicious and enhance the acceptability of food. So when you make the acceptability of food in a higher way, when you feed that food in right time and right quantity, the absorption of nutrients and the recommended nutrients will go into the body in right time. And your diet quality actually is one of a very conflicting issue, which demands the cooking method to be done in a proper way. You have to choose the cooking method in the best way for different food items. Here you can see carrots can be cooked in different temperature, but cooking in one particular temperature and one particular method only will give the bright red carrots, soft cooked carrots. Otherwise, it will go black and brown, which is not going to be healthy at all. Of course, it's going to harm your body. So this kind of, after doing experiments on kitchen only, you can get the best cooking methods for making the recipe a delicious as well as a nutritious one. And also the pre-preparation techniques. Chopping vegetables into finer ones are always harmful, because while chopping vegetables, it can lose many of the oxidative nutrients like vitamin C. So that kind of preparation techniques has to be handled in a healthy manner, and food composition has to be decided by in a healthy way. And there are many toxins that are present in foods, like pulses contains many toxins including aflatoxins. All these toxins are naturally present in these foods, but by adopting a proper cooking method, these toxins can be removed. So toxin removal of the food is one of a very important technique that has got to be a part of diet quality. And similarly, food handling and serving. Over handling of any food, like you're going to make a lemon juice. If you're going to make a lemon juice, you will have to make, if you want to make a lemon juice with adequate amount of nutrition, how you have to prepare is, like, take a cup of water and cut lemon and drop the lemon juice inside the water very immediately along with sugar crystals, and consume it immediately. If you cut and keep the lemon for long period of time, even in the refrigerator, it can lose its vitamin C and all the other vital elements. So in that way, preparation techniques and food handling. Over handling of lemon may also, if you keep lemon in your palm and squeeze it, the vitamin C can get evaporated, 10 to 15% can get evaporated. So that kind of food handling factors has to be kept in mind while thinking about the diet quality. Apart from that, hygiene and sanitation, food combinations. Here I can say that protein is a very important supplement or requirement of a sports person. When a sports person is in need of high amount of 2 grams per kg body weight per day, if it is his requirement, it has got to be given in the form of either a non-vegetarian source or a vegetarian source, provided if he is a vegetarian. So when a vegetarian protein is concerned, these vegetarian proteins are available in available in pulses and grams. So these pulses and grams are actually not a good source of protein. They are very good source of protein, but they are deficit with some essential amino acids. So those essential amino acids which are not present in the pulses, even if you prescribe more amount of pulse rich recipes, it's not going to help them. So what you have to do is, you have to combine the pulse along with the cereal. Cereal has got one essential amino acid and pulse has got another essential amino acid. When you combine these together, both the amino acids get supplemented mutually, and this mutual supplementation helps the food contribute all the essential amino acids required by the body of the sports persona. This is also another important factor you have to keep in mind. And coming down to the seasonal food ingredients, allow the persons or people in their native consume adequate amount of foods, that excessive amount of foods that are available in the season, or even because seasonal foods, when they are grown and cultivated, will give you ample amount of nutrients. When it is not grown in that particular season, it will not contribute that amount of nutrient also. So these are very important. And selecting the food ingredients like adding spices, ginger, garlic, mustard, turmeric, all these things not only add flavor, it also adds some phytochemicals to fight against the diseases and inflammation. This can also be done. So diet quality is almost decided by several factors. This has got to be done in the kitchen, done by a nutritionist or done by a like homemaker in a very, very good way in order to improve the quality of the diet. Coming down to the specific nutritional requirement, you will all be knowing that nutritional requirement is at the higher side for sports persons. I think I have given you adequate inputs about all these nutrochemicals. And as far as the macronutrients are concerned, carbohydrates, protein, and fat are the prime sources of energy production of a sports person is concerned. Proteins are important for the muscle mass maintenance, and carbohydrate is important for the energy delivery and energy requiry. Why? Because carbohydrates are instant source of energy when compared to these two, even though they contribute energy. And fat is the reservoir for energy supplementation for later purposes when there is energy deficit available. This is how the food pyramid of a sports person is concerned. Always go for adequate amount of beverage, maybe 4 to 5 liters of water containing food items has to be given as part of their diet. This is how the diet has to be planned. This you will be knowing all very well. And there are several other factors that are determining the nutritional requirement of season, energy expenditure, hydration, and level of competition and nature of sport. So these things, by considering these things, you will have to decide. And a dietitian, a well-trained dietitian, can decide the nutritional requirement very well for a sports person by considering all these factors. And while deciding the dietary requirement, the energy in and energy out has to be balanced. This is very important. This is not only recommended for a sports person, also for any individual. The one who consumes energy as per the energy workout will be always healthy than that of an energy imbalanced one. And carbohydrate, I said you that this is the fuel source, and this is very important for even brain function. When you come down to the recent approaches, the last part of this presentation, considering the previous factors, what I have mentioned, the food choices, the food quality, and food recommendations, an individual cannot work out with all the standard protocol of these above previously said. And why? Because I would like to tell you one thing at this juncture is you and me, one another person who is sitting near me, may not be similar in our genetical makeup. So genetics is something like the transfer of your biological, physical, and mental characteristics through your genes. So this genes and the genetical informations that are carried via your nucleus or your nucleic acid will decide from the genes that are carried from our ancestral parents, from our region, from our country, from our nature, from our environment, can decide and can affect the biological makeup of an individual. So when the biological makeup is decided by this gene, and when it is affected by the epigene and the environment, what happens is the person or an individual can easily expose himself with different kinds of physical and mental status, and it will affect the molecules or biomolecules of the human body, and that can give a biological response, and that can also affect the health status. So health status of a person is individually decided by the gene, which is not only carried from the genetical ancestors, also decided by the dietary exposure and environment over the period of time. So when you consider this genetical transformation and also the genetical influence by the environment, you have to understand, and to consider this thing, to understand the health and diseases caused by these factors, you will have to check with the biomarkers that can reflect the data regarding the genetical inputs. And these nutritional biomarkers that are studied from genetics that can decide an individual with an individual nutrition formula or individual nutrition plan. This is so unique for you and me when we are decided with our genetic makeup, when we are studied with our genetic influence. So this, when you plan and decide your diet with the help of an expert after studying your genetical inputs, your diet will become optimal, and this optimal nutrition can improve your performance. So there are several genetic biomarkers that are, I will quickly move into these slides. There are several biomarkers like genetic, epigenetic, transcriptome, proteomic and metabolic and lipidomic biomarkers. These biomarkers are actually present or carried by your genes, or present in your genes, genetical DNA, RNA of different parts of your body. These things will reveal even what kind of food you have taken over a long period of time. That is, genetic biomarker can tell you that, are you an addict of coffee? How much of vitamin K1 is, which is essential for your overall body's function? Do you have any chances of getting incidences of cardiovascular disease in near future, cancer in near future? All these can be decided, all these can be predicted with the help of the genetic markers that are studied from DNA of your cell. And epigenetic markers are the biochemical substances that are secreted by the environmental influences that affects the nutritional status of the body. One such example of epigenetic marker which tells you the DNA, which tells you the free radical and metabolic status of your body is vitamin C. By assessing the vitamin C of your body, you can tell how much of free radical you are having and how much of clinical load or clinical stress you are having in the body based on the level of it. If the vitamin C level is very low in your body, in your blood, in your tissues, then you will be prone to get metabolic disorders in your future. So this is how you can just extract the clinical exposures or clinical illnesses which you are going to have and which you are having now with the help of the markers. These are transcriptome markers, can tell the maternal diet, the transcriptome markers of the baby can tell the maternal diet, what the baby's mother have had. And proteomic markers are collected from blood, saliva and tears, can tell the protein level and protein requirement of your body for your endurance. And there are several metabolic lipidomic markers that can tell you the inborn errors of metabolism, and it can also tell you what kind of dietary exposure you have got and what is your present health status and how are you going to manage it in near future, and it can tell you the remedy as well. And this is the reason why he is even though he is fit, he can't able to survive after 43, but he can able to survive crossing 90 with these. This is what is actually explained as precision nutrition. Precision nutrition is called as individualized or individual specific nutrition, which is a composition of stratified, individualized and genotype nutrition. So based on the genotype, you stratify your requirement and you individualize your meal plan. This is what is updated nutritional strategy that is recommended for any kind of issue, especially for sports personnel is concerned. This already I have informed you that the epigenome can, that is environmental factors like diet, the microorganism and the other influences can control your genes and that can affect your health. This is what is given in this slide. I'm about to finish. And precision nutrition will help control the diabetes and other metabolic diseases. And this is how the precision nutrition plate will be. Your diet will be planned based on all these things by checking the activity, your genetic marker, and your meal timing, and all your microbial inflammations and microbial status and metabolomics availability. Your diet will be decided like this, and your meal timing will also be decided. So when you plan your diet, you'll have to keep one more thing in mind. You'll not always have to go with scientific informations. You can go along with your ethnic practices as well, because many of our ethnic and cultural practices are so good with a lot of scientific benefits like detoxification. Once in a month at least we do fasting, and fasting is one of the very good detoxification activity, which is a gut cleansing activity. And fasting can be performed even by sports personnel when they are off work, and that can enhance their system and cleanse their system very well. And following the ethnic recipes, which is rich in all the balanced nutrition, and following the right eating procedure, and adopting the regional food ingredients, and acquiring the spices that are available in our region will also enhance our immune system and control inflammation and control metabolic disorder. So to conclude, a lot of strategies to be done to improvise the nutritional quality and nutritional fitness of every individual, or every individual as well as sports personnel. As far as the sports personnel are concerned, there must be a forum. If a forum can control the policy, the recommendations, the nutrition, like the performance monitoring, and the security, disability, health monitoring, morbidity risk assessment, and precision nutrition, all under this umbrella, can make a big change in the nutritional status of the individual who perform sports. Thank you. Thanks all the authors and media. Thank you very much for the opportunity given. Thanks everyone.
Thank you so much, Dr. Chalam, for that fruitful discussion about the importance of nutritional fitness, ma'am. And indeed, a healthy, balanced diet or a healthy, balanced diet accompanied by regular exercise is essential in maintaining physical and mental health and well-being. So Dr. Chalam shows us a while ago the endurance activities around us, and also nutritional fitness is very important as it is a key factor to have individuals achieve optimal body composition, improve sleep quality, optimize race day performance, maximize training stimulus, and improve athletes' mood and promoting recovery. And one good thing in the discussion of Dr. Chalam is that nutritional fitness helps lengthen lifespan, such as Miss Papamal, who got a Padashri Award. So if you want to lengthen lifespan, reduce aging, and improve immunity, eat nutritious foods and exercise. As Dr. Chilam presented, right food, right time, and right quality. Once again, ma'am, thank you so much. That's a fruitful discussion and another learning for us today. And to present your certificate, ma'am, or to give your certificate, may, yes, Dr. Jewel. So the questions, ma'am, that our participants posted in the YouTube live chat will be entertained later on the open forum by Miss Prudence Palan, ma'am. Yes. Okay, to receive, please receive this one, the certificate of appreciation to Associate Professor Dr. Enchalam for sharing your precious time, ma'am, and effort as resource speaker during the conduct of international conference on different dimensions of physical fitness organized by International Association of Physical Education and Sports Incorporated in collaboration with Physical Education Foundation of India, given this 19th day of June 2021 via Zoom. Signed, Dr. Kishore Mukhopadhyay, Chief Advisor of IEPS, signed by Dr. Piyush Jain, National Secretary of PEFI, and signed by Associate Professor Dr. Jewelson Santos, President of IEPS. Once again, ma'am, thank you so much for sharing your time and for that or for that fruitful discussion that we have shared this afternoon. Thank you so much, ma'am. And for our YouTube participants, the feedback form is posted on the YouTube live chat. So if you have some questions, you may uh, have it in a live chat so that Miss Prudence will ask our distinguished or our speakers for this afternoon. So thank you so much, and let's proceed to our next speaker. She is an assistant professor of the Department of PE and Sports Sciences, Deshbandhu College University of Delhi, sports psychologist for World University Games 2019 Italy, and written many books on yoga and stress management for Delhi University Curriculum Aerobics, A Way to Fitness. And she will discuss to us this afternoon about the core concepts of physical fitness. Let's welcome Associate Professor Dr. Anjum Padial. Ma'am. Good
Thank you.
afternoon. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. And good evening from Los Angeles. It is 11:30 p.m. here. Uh, let me
Oh,
pay
good
the
evening, ma'am.
let me pay the homage to from all of us to the legend, the athlete we have lost today, Shri Milkha Singh ji, as well as her wife, Shri Nirmal Kaur ji. She was also a volleyball player. So let's start with today's discussion. I would like to thank Dr. Piyush Jain, Secretary PFI, Dr. Jalson, and Dr. Kishore also to invite me and to organize such a beautiful, to select such a beautiful topic. Let us talk about the fitness. And fitness has, of course, the aspect of mental fitness, which already has been discussed, and nutrition plays a very important role. Of course, you are what you eat. So, whatever we are eating, the chemical composition and the reaction in the body gives us the energy or fuel or fat that depends upon that. So, it is a balancing of calorie expenditure and calorie intake. So, let's talk about the expenditure now. Let me share my screen with you. Core concept of physical fitness. So when we are talking about the mental health or neurofitness, and when we are talking about the nutrition, the body has to be used as a vehicle to attain any level of fitness. So fitness is very essential for everyone. Let me share some data with all of you. So do you know, according to WHO, the worldwide, since 1975, the obesity has been tripled now. So 39% of adults are overweight. In 2016, these are the data from 2016, and 13% are obese. So 39% are overweight. So everyone is counted in that. And among that, 13% are obese. So obesity kills more than underweight people or undernourished people. Over 340 million children and adolescent age 55 to 19, they are overweight, they are obese. But this is the good news that obesity is preventable. And obesity, we call it a lifestyle disease. So because of the obesity, there are many diseases which are associated. So once it is started with the overweight, it turns out to be obesity. But when we touch extreme overweight, then many other disease, which we call again a lifestyle disease, just hit the body. And recently the last speaker just told us that we have many disease in our DNA. So when we are born with some DNA disease, but they hit very fast if we are not fit, or we are not maintaining a good weight or the ideal weight. So let me inform you also that 9.3% of global adult population, they are suffering from diabetes. By the year, this is the prediction by the sciences, by the data, by the researchers, that 2045, till then, the number is expected to rise 11%. And everybody uh, knows about diabetes. That's a very painful disease, because each time checking out your blood sample, each time taking the insulin shots, it is a very horrifying experience for the person who suffers from diabetes. Then comes the hypertension. Everybody is in stress, anxiety, and when we are overweight, we are already putting so much pressure on our heart, so much pressure on our arteries, so much pressure on our ventricle. So 26% of world population, that is 972 million people, they are suffering from hypertension, and by 2025 the expectation is to increase by 29%. Also, the heart disease, we call it a cardiovascular disease, CVD. So, globally, 18.6 million people died in 2019 only due to CVD. This has increased 17.1% from the last decade. By 2019, it has been reported that 523.2 million cases of CVD, which has increased 26.6% from 2010 to 2020. So it is a very horrifying but real data of the world. So let us talk about how to prevent ourselves from all these diseases and as well as from obesity, because they all are associated and they put us in a very vicious cycle. So let us talk about what is fitness. It is the ability to perform not only the daily task but also the occupational commitment of yours as well as sports through rigorous exercises, proper nutrition, and sufficient rest that can enhance the fitness, and it can be enhanced by anyone, may you are sports person or not, but the fitness is very essential. So when we talk about the fitness, so there are two type of fitness we have segregated. These are the 11 components of fitness. So when we go back to the definition of fitness, generally when we want to achieve the total well-being, it is very essential to understand the aspects of every nook and corner of fitness as well as sports. So we have divided our fitness, the 11 components of fitness are divided in two. One we consider as a health related component of fitness. One is skill related fitness. So what is health related fitness? According to WHO, the health related fitness is associated with the definition health. So health is not only the absence of disease, but also to have an ample energy to do your daily pursuit and also to enjoy your leisure time activity. So when we want a common man or common person to enjoy their life, then we need to consider how to enhance their health. And during this pandemic and during this COVID-19, the whole world, when we were fighting for the life, everybody knows, and now they are, I hope the COVID has taught us now that we have to be very careful about our health, because recent data, recent happening, mishappening, or recent death toll from each country, they taught us that people who had the preconditioned disease, they couldn't survive. That means if we already, the body is already suffering with some or the other disease, if our body is already under the medication or under the condition which is not health, our health is already one step deteriorated, then the fighting for the body becomes very difficult, and survival for those people becomes very difficult. And the medical team, the healthcare workers, they had to fight for them. So let us understand what is health related components of fitness. Cardiovascular endurance, we call it CRE, that is ability. The ability of heart. Everybody knows why heart is very important. The moment it stops, the life ends. So we have to take care of the heart. But heart is alone not working. The blood vessels, and the supply to the lungs of oxygen. Oxygen to from the lungs to the blood cells, and also the communication between the cellular level, exchange of gases, exchange of carbon dioxide according to the physical activity, according to the demand of the body, is very much essential, because it is a necessary fuel to the muscles. Because during a long period of exercises, long period of physical activity, we are in constant demand of blood through heart. So we put more and more pressure to our heart. The muscles demand for the blood supply, and for that we need a strong heart. We need the clear blood vessels. We need the blood with more and more oxygen and more nutrition. So that's why it is very important to take care of the cardiovascular endurance. So when we talk about the cardiovascular fitness, it can be, we call it aerobic kind of exercises. So any exercise which is performed in presence of oxygen, and where the amount of oxygen is, and the inhalation, the exhalation, the demand and the supply of oxygen, when it enhances by any activity in which we use the major muscles, we call them the aerobic exercises. So through aerobic exercises, or sometimes we heard the term cardio. So cardio exercises, they help to not only to supply more and more blood to the muscles, but also strengthen the heart muscle to be ready for the more demand and for more supply. So that is the way to enhance not only your fitness, cardiovascular fitness, but also the endurance. Then comes the next component, that is muscular strength. So muscular strength is ability of muscles to for any kind of push or pull with total force. So when we push something with our all out effort, with our all capacity or force, or we when we pull something with all capacity, then it is called muscular strength, which is very essential, because most of the time when people complain about the cervical, about the numbness of shoulder, that is because their muscular strength is not complete, that is not built, that is not worked upon. So muscles, they work on the principle of use or disuse. So when we just disuse them, we don't use them, they become deteriorated. And whenever it is, whenever there is an emergency, or whenever there is a demand that we do the physical activity from the certain part of our body, or certain part of muscles, when we are using, we are constantly putting the pressure on them, then we feel more and more pain, and sometimes people even feel nausea, and they get dizziness. So muscular strength, for development of muscular strength, we use resistance exercises, we use weight training exercises, where we can use our own body weight, or we can use machines, or the free hand weight. So through these, if they are designed very well according to the capacity of a person, how they can perform, and how much they can perform, and how long they can perform, slowly and gradually we can build the muscular strength. Let us talk about the third component. The third component is muscular endurance. Muscular endurance is repeatedly to perform a movement, एक ही movement, the single movement, when we repeat again and again, that is called the muscular endurance. Or the hold of any position without stopping. So when we hold the position for a very longer duration, that is also called as a muscular endurance. So repeatedly or consistently, when we do the same action, you are just on the screen, you are watching the marathoners. So muscular endurance is also needed in each and every sports. Yes, we give example of the clear example is marathon, but if we watch Wimbledon, sometime the rally between two players, and especially when they go for the the title, so sometimes the rally is so long then that they need a real muscular endurance to repeat the same action again and again using the same hand. So that is why muscular endurance is very important in each and every sports and games. So for the health, if we talk about how it is related, very important for the health, for the health related fitness or health related component. Why it is so? Because when we are in certain type of occupation, we use the same muscles again and again every day for next 30 years till we get retired. Suppose a traffic policeman, he has to stand for minimum 8 hours. Right now, we all are working from home. We all are using more screen. We all are using more computers. So right now, we are using the shoulder, the hand, and the latissimus dorsi muscles more and more. Previously, we were not using them as much. So now we need muscular endurance. The next component is flexibility. So flexibility can be ballistic or can be static. That means the static stretching, where we hold for the maximum range of motion. We go to the maximum range of motion and we hold it there for a longer duration. And the ballistic one type of flexibility is ballistic flexibility. That is where in the while movement, for example, leg kick, during the movement only we stretch our muscles little bit more. We extend our range of motion little bit more. So stretching is not only very important to improve your muscular strength and range of motion, but also flexibility save us from the injuries. So when the muscles are flexible, they are less prone to trap into the injury, because for anyone injury is going to be not only the painful episode, but uh, if you get fractured, then the month can be, or many week can be wasted for the plaster. So it is not only financial loss, it is a physical loss also. The rehabilitation after the injury takes again another good time. So that is very important, that for avoiding any kind of injury, we must have a certain range of flexibility, so that we can save our muscles to be to to get torn off or to get ripped off. So that is very important. Lastly, the last component of health related fitness is body composition. So today I have opened my talk with obesity, and body composition is described always, it always talk about the fat mass, it talk about the fatless mass, it talk about the bone, muscles, organs and the water. So complete whatever we have inside this body according to their distribution in our body, or according to the weight we calculate BMI. It's a very common word now, body mass index, where that is the ratio between the body and the weight. So according to that, we have distributed the body in different composition and named them. So one is, if you are watching my screen, that is a strawberry shape, where the person has a more obesity or more overweight in a particular area, that is upper chest and abdomen. One type of body is banana shape. So that is cylindrical body, what we say, and the body misses the kind of a figure, what we call. So banana shape is a cylindrical body. Apple shape and pear shape, you must have heard and must have watched the society, that we have either apple shaped body or the pear shaped body. They are the most common bodies in the society, in the world. So apple shaped body, the distribution you can easily watch, that is above the body, and pear shape is where the lower limbs are heavier than the upper limb. Hourglass body is a model type body what we talk about, and models are always in the fitness regime to get that body composition, to change their body composition. Yes, through exercise, uh, body composition can be changed at a certain level only, because we have a basic shape of our body. So through exercises we can only change a little distribution here and there, but the shape will remain the same. So this is all about the health related fitness, where if we complete all the components, if we want to achieve all the components, we must have a very well balanced exercise regime. There is one principle of exercise, that is specificity of muscles. Specificity of exercise is essential for the specific muscle. I would like to give an example that if anybody want to strengthen the bicep, and he or she is doing only exercises for biceps, so tricep, because it is involved as an antagonist and agonist muscle during the concentric and eccentric movement, of course, but the tricep will be developed only uh, with a nominal nominal strength, or with a nominal muscle mass, whereas to develop the tricep muscle, one need to perform the tricep curl. That is very essential. So there is a law of specificity, where whatever body mass, whatever muscle mass you want to build up in the particular body part, you need to go for the exercise of that specific part. So that is why the trainers plays a very important role, as well as the coaches, to design the fitness program for health related fitness as well as sports related fitness. Let us talk about the components of sports related fitness. So here are the components, that is agility, balance, coordination, speed, power, and reaction time. So what is agility? Agility is rate of change of direction. That means every sports need a quick change of direction. There is no game and sports where a person can totally stand still or static or cannot perform movement. Whenever we perform movement, we need to change the direction also. Even in the throwing events, they start from one angle and they turn out, change the direction and then throw. Whether you is if same in jumps, same in every sports and game. So the agility plays a very important role, because most of the injuries occur when a person is involved in change of direction. When they go for the fast change of direction, they injury, because sometimes it is ankle twist, sometimes it is a knee injury, sometimes it is a hip dislocation, or maybe any kind. So agility is very important. It plays a very important role in the sports performance. Balance. So being a gymnast, I can tell you how important it is to be balanced, but it is not only for the gymnast, but sports are dynamic, and for that sometimes we need a static balancing, and sometimes we need during the uh, a kinetic movement, we need to balance ourselves. I would like to give an example of figure skating. So during the figure skating, everybody knows it is a very speedy type of performance, and then they need to balance on the skate blades. So that is a kinetic balancing. Whereas in gymnastics, sometimes we hold the position, and where we need a static balancing. So there are the different balancing, but every game and sport require a balance. Coordination, that again plays a very important role, not only in team games but also in individual game. Let me explain it to you how. So basically, whenever the term comes coordination, everybody think about the team games, because there we need the more and more coordination. Yes, of course, but there we need a coordination among the human being, among the team members. Like when we are exchanging the baton, when we are dribbling, when we are passing, when we are going for the goal. Of course we need a coordination, but let me tell you, in individual game also, a person need a very good coordination among his or her own limbs. That is very important. That she should have, or he should have, the coordination among their own upper limb, lower limb, their eye and hand coordination. Lawn tennis, badminton, volleyball, every these type of games not only require the team coordination, but the individual coordination is among its own body part is very essential, and the coordination between the body and the implement or the equipment we call. So the coordination is plays very important role in the skill related fitness. If they want a to enhance any skill, the more coordination they have among their own body, among between their body and implement, and between their uh, themselves as well as with their team members. So the coordination plays a very important role in skill related fitness to enhance the skill. Speed. All the games and sports require speed. How fast and how swiftly one can change the body or the body part. So there are the game and sports which are steady or straight, like sprinting. Sprinting is a speed game, that is okay, fine, you have to just go and dash out. But speed is also required during the smashing in volleyball, smashing in badminton, smashing during the lawn tennis. So speed is different for everyone, for each individual game or the team game. For every game and sports, speed, the definition of speed plays a different role. But for every games and sports, this is a truth that we need speed to win over. If we want an advantage over our opponent, we need to have that speed so that we can conquer them. And then comes the power. Power, it is a combination of speed and muscular strength both. So both is very much required so that we can perform with the ability to lift as much as we can. So this is very essential, that we combine both speed and muscular strength, because if we are performing with all out effort, with all power, it is very essential that we maintain the speed also, because if we slow down, the muscle will be exhausted too fast. So to come up with uh, all out effort with using your all power, it is required that we go with a little bit of speed, not with very slow movement. So, to enhance the fitness, let us understand what do's and don'ts we should go ahead. So, do's are that we have to go ahead with a moderate, fitness regime. That people, what they, I'm talking about the health related fitness. When we promote, when we advertise, when we motivating people to enhance their fitness, to start their fitness, people start very fast. They are so enthusiastic that they, with starting days, within first, second, third day, they start so fast. They try each and every fitness exercises, aerobics, zumba, maybe weight training, and they feel that they are quite young, they can perform it. They start at very fast pace or very intense exercises, where they get injury or they get so much muscle soreness that people quit very easily. So slow and steady wins the race. One should start moderate exercises, and let me tell you, the sports person also, if you have missed sports practice for more than 6 weeks, then kindly start moderately. Do not think that where you have left last time, you can perform from there, or you can easily go go from that performance only. You must start very moderately. Warm up and cool down, that plays a very very important role, because warm up, that prepares not only our body, our muscle, our heart, but also it sets the internal and external environment. So when we are not exercising, our temperature, our internal environment is quite low, and when as soon as we start any activity, our muscles, they need to get warm up first. So it is very essential to avoid any type of injury during your fitness regime. One must warm up properly, and one must cool down properly. Stretching, we have already talked about. It is a very important component, like the water is very important component in nutrition, and in brain fitness, it is very important to control our thoughts, to control our mind. Same way, it is very essential to control our muscles. To get them under the control, the stretching plays a very essential role, as well as it will save you from the injuries also. Do consult a trainer. People, and natural, at this time it is a YouTube University, Google University is more popular than the exact certified trainers and the coaches. People start randomly, they are watching any type of any kind of fitness regime and start following them without any consultation, without any proper instruction, without knowing about their own body, not knowing about the level of their own fitness. So that is a very dangerous thing, and we have a group of very renowned physiotherapists in a group from India and abroad. They always tell us that we get more injuries from the people who have just started the fitness regime, because either they have not consulted anyone and started by their own, or they have been under the trainers but they didn't listen, and they started very aggressively or very intensely, and then they got the injuries. So we are motivating people to get fit, not get injured. So it is very essential, and this is my not only advice, this is my humble request to all, that please consult with either the fitness trainer if your aim is health related fitness, or the coaches or the sports trainer if your aim is skill related fitness. Then find out the partner, because of that, it is a psychological thing, that when we have some exercise partner, fitness partner, practice partner, we are liable to be on time and to be there to practice. So sometimes what happens, if we are not feeling, even if we are on a fitness regime for 6 days, suppose 1 or 2 days we want to miss it, but if you have a workout partner, you are reliable, you are liable to go with her or him, so you will be very regular. For regularity, workout partner is very essential, and especially those who are aiming for the health related fitness. For them, it is very essential to be motivated and to be with someone as a partner, so that each of them can be motivated. Do watch what you eat. We just had a very beautiful lecture by our eminent speaker, and just watch it. how many calories, how many hidden sugar you are intaking, how much protein intake is there. It's more or it's less, you have to just check it out. Don'ts. So don't over exercise. There is a law of you for the muscles. There is a law: use, disuse, and misuse. Just what we call also abuse. So don't abuse your muscles. Generally, what the last speaker was telling us, that are our sports person healthy? No, they are not. They are suffering with pain, they are suffering with injuries because they are overdoing, which, and they are trapped in overuse syndrome. There is a syndrome which we call overuse syndrome. So do not go beyond the capacity. Do not overdo exercise, do systematically. And I'll tell you how to go ahead systematically. We have a principle of FITT. We need to calculate the frequency, that is, how often you need to perform the exercise, the intensity, how rigorous exercise can be done in this session. It should be very systematically, and how much is enough, how much you should do, and then the type of exercise which should be performed on which day. So for that, it is very essential to follow the principle of uh, exercise to design the fitness program for anyone. So you must have that knowledge either, or your trainer must have been trained to get that fitness regime to design your fitness program. For that, principle of progression is very important. So if you want to avoid overdoing your exercises, it is very essential that you go uh, progressively. Progressive means first week to second week, it should be a progression. First day, Monday to Friday, it should be designed as progressively, so that during week also you get better and better, or more and more exercise from one day to sixth day. You get better exercises or more exercises following the FITT formula for second week, third week, fourth week, and so on. If you go very systematically and progressively, we can avoid overuse syndrome. Rest and recovery is also very important to avoid the overuse syndrome, or to avoid any kind of injury. Because if you push more beyond your capacity, injury happens then only when your fitness is not appropriate of that level, and you try to perform by watching anyone or by forcing yourself unnecessarily. So it is very important to have proper rest and calculated recovery time. Then there is a one principle of specificity, which I have already discussed, that go and concentrate on specific muscle. And when you have used that specific muscle, please just calculate how much recovery time is required, whether it is 24 hours, 48 hours, or 72 hours. So that is very essential for the specific muscle to recover. And then again, the second time performance should be there only after the fully recovery. The principle of overload, don't get bored, because the principle of overload, if systematically followed by your trainer, then the next week, another week, you will get more and more activities and different type of activities. So you, the trainer should have that aim, not to be not to get your disciple or students bored, and design the activities so that it should be always little challenging for them. Don't lose concentration when the body is very tired. And recently we have heard the eminent speaker about the neurofitness. When your body is tired, your brain loses the concentration. And where the concentration, once the concentration has been lost by someone, then the injury will occur. So focus and concentration. If you want to be on very safe side, just don't let your body go deteriorated to the zero level. Let it have some energy left out, and don't ripped off your whole body completely. Don't dehydrate yourself. Again, I would like to recommend, water is the very essential nutrient for body. One cannot afford to miss the amount of water. It is very important that your body should be hydrated. And if we are talking about the Indian region or the Asian region, we are the hot and humid country, so your body should not be dehydrated, because dehydration will lead not only to muscle cramps but also the injuries and the muscle rupture. So it's very important. And just the reminder from my side, water is a very important nutrient for your diet. I think I'm stupid. And lastly, achieving physical fitness through lifestyle habits. Obesity is a lifestyle disease, diabetes is a lifestyle disease, hypertension is a lifestyle disease, and cardiovascular disease, CVD, is lifestyle disease. So when we are talking about the lifestyle, so let us change our physical fitness through lifestyle habits, and just having healthy lifestyle habits. So make exercise a part of your lifestyle. This is very important, because a very certain number of sports person involve themselves in a fitness activity. We want the whole population of the world to start living healthy, adopting the life a healthy lifestyle, and make exercise as a daily routine. Good nutrition, as we have a very beautiful lecture, a good nutrition will help you not only to be fueled, to be energized, but also to have recovery. If your muscles will be replenished with appropriate protein, if your body get appropriate carbohydrate, if your cells get all the vitamins and minerals, and your whole body gets good hydration, a very good amount, calculated amount of water, then it is very essential. I would like to show this very beautiful bottle with me. It is now available. Like, this is a recent uh, availability in this here in US, that it is calculated 3,500 liter, calculated with the timing, that how much should be finished with every 2 hours. So it is a very good checkup. One can go ahead with it, because I would like to claim, after the 30 year of my coaching experiences, Indians and Asians, they take very less amount of water. So your water content is very essential. And lastly, I would like to finish my lecture with the sleep. Sleep is the only time when your brain rejuvenate, because when we talk about the brain, our brain is always in a thinking process. Our mind never sleeps. So when we are in deep sleep of 3 to 4 hours, in a whole span of 6 to 8 hours sleep, that is the only time when oxygen level in the brain goes little down and carbon dioxide enhances, then the neuroreflexes, the neurons and the neuroreflexes open up the more chamber, and our neuron get more time to breathe. They get forced to breathe more. So it is very essential for for, if you want to enhance your fitness, the sleep is very essential, that too 6 to 8 hours sleep. And I would like to guide all the youth from every nook and corner of the globe, please have your bio sleep totally recorded, or totally followed. You all have your phones, you are using your all smartphones for different activities. Please put the alarm for 8 hours sleep, and check your sleep cycle. That is very important, because when we are sleeping, not only our body but also our brain both get rejuvenated, and they get rid of the waste products of them. So it is very essential. And do not use any substance, not tobacco, not alcohol, and not drugs, because these are not only going to harm your organs, your systems, but they will make the person addictive, And the addiction, there is no end of addiction, and the rehabilitation is very difficult. So being, if you are in health related fitness, just avoid smoking, alcoholism and drugs. And if you are in sports, avoid doping, avoid any kind of substance to enhance your performance. Just believe in yourself, believe in your fitness, believe in your nutrition, and have positive mind. You can achieve anything. With this note and with this message, I would like to stop my screen, as well as I would like to uh, take any question if anybody has. This is all about the physical fitness. And if your body is blessed, if your body is fit, if your all the organs and systems are working optimum, you can achieve anything. Thank you so much. Any question? Open for that.
Yes, Dr. Padial. Ma'am, the questions will be entertained in the open forum later on by Ma'am Prudence Palan. Yes, ma'am. And thank you so much, ma'am, for that very instructive and educative discussion about the core concept of physical fitness. As we can see, in Dr. Padial presentations about World Health Organization's report that the worldwide obesity has more than tripled since 1975, and over 340 million children and adolescents aged 5 to 19 were overweight or obese in 2016, and globally 18.6 million people died in 2019 due to CVD. And obesity is preventable. So mom also discussed to us about the fitness, or what fitness is, the types of fitness and its component, the health related fitness, and the skill related fitness. And according also to ma'am, that water is the most important in our body. So drink and drink more, and also make exercise a daily routine. Wow, that's very instructive and educative discussion, Dr. Anju. And so for everyone, we are all managing additional stress related to the growth of the COVID-19 pandemic and its potential to threaten the health of ourselves, our families, and also our communities. Please consider using physical activity and exercise as a strategy to maintain health during this stressful period. And it is very important also for family members to take a supportive role in the promotion of physical activity and exercise. Allowing individuals to maintain their autonomy and choice in their activities will be important for ongoing engagement. Wow. Thank you so much again, Dr. Anjum Padial, for that very, very well presentation and discussions. Thank you so much, ma'am. And to award the certificate, Dr. Padial, please receive the certificate of appreciation.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. We are also grateful, ma'am, that you are here, one of our speakers for today's conference. Dr. Jewel? Yes, ma'am. Please receive the certificate of appreciation to Associate Professor Dr. Anjum Padial for sharing your precious time, ma'am, and effort as our resource speaker during the conduct of international conference on different dimensions of physical fitness, organized by International Association of Physical Education and Sports Incorporated in collaboration with Physical Education Foundation of India, given this 19th day of June 2021 via Zoom. Signed, Dr. Kishore Mokhopadhyay, Chief Advisor IEPS. Signed, Dr. Piyush Jain, National Secretary of PEFI, and also signed by Associate Professor Dr. Jewelson M. Santos, President of IEPS. Once again, ma'am, we are very grateful, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. And once again, to our YouTube participants, the link or the feedback form is posted on the YouTube live chat. And if you have some questions, may we call now Miss Prudence Palon, our Regional Head International Association of PE and Sports, and also the Country Head and Representative International Association of PE and Sports, Mr. Limbal O. Abelianida Jr., to have or to proceed to our open forum. Ma'am, sir, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everybody. So good afternoon, especially to our speakers for this day, Miss Geraldine Riardon, Dr. Chelam, and Dr. Anjum Pajal. So good afternoon to each and everyone, and also to our president, Dr. Jewel Santos. Here are some questions for Dr. Chelam. Okay, Dr. Chelam.
Yeah, hi.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hey, how do quercetin food helps the performance of the athletes?
Can you please repeat your question? I'm sorry.
Okay, so again, so how do quercetin foods help
Okay.
the performance of the athletes?
Quercetin.
Yes.
Yeah. Quercetin is a wonderful pigment. You can it is a non-nutritive substance, but it's a beautiful pigment which is present, flavor-giving pigment which is present in all flavorful vegetables and fruits, especially your pears, your green tea, your apple, and all flavorful citrus fruits, colorless fruits and vegetables have got this kind of pigment, which will produce a good fragrance when you cut and eat. That pigment has got a lot of potential. Actually, it has got no nutritional, as such, no nutritional benefit, but it has got some medicinal effect over controlling inflammation by scavenging the free radicals that are appeared post metabolism. As you will all know that sports and gaming is a highly metabologenic activity, in which a lot of free radicals are prone to produce. These free radicals are highly contagious to and contagious as well as task oriented. They can attack some cells which are very weak in their immune response. They can just damage it, and these free radicals has got to be eliminated from the body, which is called detoxification. And this can be done very well with this peculiar pigment, and you can enjoy this pigment with consuming apples, greens, bananas, pears, green tea, and all flavor giving citrus fruits and vegetables. And some more food items has also got broccoli, coffee, and red wine. All these, all flavors contains quercetin. So fragrance makes you feel out of inflammation.
Okay, so thank you very much. So we need to take the natural, the fresh fruits, and then the vegetables rather than the supplement foods. So we need to consult first to a doctor for that. So thank you very much. So another question, Dr. Chelam,
Yeah.
how do we maintain good nutrients in this pandemic time?
Oh my God. Again, question of everyone. So I think I have to show you Papa Mal's video. Can I?
Yes.
Would you like to watch?
Yes, doc.
Thank you. With your permission.
Okay.
Just a minute. Am I sharing my screen?
Okay.
I'll catch her.
Yes, madam. We can see
Just a
your
minute.
screen, madam.
Just a minute. I'll catch her. I'll drop her to you. Maybe she's best consultant for us to lead a healthy life than us. We may not know how our health condition is now.
Okay.
Experience can give us good. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. Are you getting her? No?
No.
I'm sorry.
Chala ma'am, wrong tab is selected. I think you have to select YouTube tab.
Yeah, I'm doing that. I think done. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Is this okay or?
Okay, thank you very much,
Ma'am.
Dr. Shalem.
Ma'am, we couldn't hear any audio of the video you played, ma'am. So you can briefly maybe tell what it was about.
Okay,
Ma'am.
okay, fine. Actually, she is completely, she's with nature. She living along with nature and adopting. She's following her, all nature leading a lifestyle. She's following throughout her years, more than 100 years, and she's eating all millets, grains, whatever is cultivated in her farms, and she's involved in all lot of farming activities. Maybe she's looking weak because of age and lower metabolism, but the ability to walk along with that, energy itself is a great symptom of good health. And look at her hair, that is the greatest indicator. She's got this big hair. So all lot of micro and macronutrients that she possesses in her body, we may not be having now. So the secrets of her life journey is all because of correct food, early wake up, early, waking up early in the morning and doing all physical activities, not necessarily sporting activity, the farming and all the household chores, and happy mind, of course, stress-free mind, as Anju ma'am said, brain health and stress-free. Stress is the prime, culprit behind any disease today, like diet and all the other things comes next. Only the factor that kills human and any animal or anybody is stress. So stress free life, singing, dancing, and whichever activity makes you go into a lot of pleasure and stress relaxation will make you live longer. And for COVID pandemic also, it's the same. Be happy and stay healthy.
So thank you very much, Dr. Shelam. So I learned that during this pandemic, so we need to have a small garden in our house to plant some vegetables so that we have a supply for this during a pandemic time. So thank you very much, Dr. Chelam, for your informative and fruitful lectures, your topic about our session for these days about the different dimensions of physical fitness. So thank you very much, Madam.
Thank you.
Okay, let's have now our next speaker, Dr. Anjum Pajal. So there are some questions for you, Doc. So first question is, um, is it why is it important in a team sports to have a coordination?
Natural, it's very natural because in team games there are the allocated sides, allocated positions, allocated directions where from where up to which level one sports person can go. Like in football, in hockey, they have this designated area: forward player, backward player, sideward, and the lead player who is going to be, for who is going to um, go ahead for the goal. So they have the dedicated areas, and that's why the participation should be like that, that they should go in a coordination. One cannot go ahead with, the whole arena to be completed by the one a person alone. So that's why the coordination is very important. And again, I'll tell you, I want to be clear about it. It's not only the game, it required it at the individual level also. You require a coordination among yourself also, the hand-eye coordination, the coordination with between your body and the implement and the equipment. It's very essential. The team who is not coordinated well, they can't win.
Okay, so I think coordination is really important in team sports like the athletics, field games. So thank you. So another question, Dr. Pajal, is cool down very important to every activities or sports?
Yes, because it is just like I would like to give example of your own vehicle. First, you need to speed it down slow, and then you stop. Suddenly, if you are on high speed and you just get the brake, then the tire can be burst, the accident can happen, and the engine can be seized. So that's why we always, when accelerate, we go from 20 mph to 40 to 60 and then to 100. Same way, when you want to stop your vehicle, you need to come down systematically, 100, 80, 60, 40. Same way our body works. Through warm up, we just accelerate, we just give then the kick, and we start preparing for the vigorous exercises. Same way, when you want to seize your session, you want to seize your fitness session, then you need to cool down your body, because warm up enhance the internal temperature. Same way, cool down is going to get down the temperature down, low, and then the body can communicate with the external environment. So sweating is one of the thing which balances. It is the function of the body that balances the internal environment with the external environment. Same with thirst. Thirst is a negative indication, negative signal from the body that it is now dehydrated. So cool down is very important to get your heart settled down, and there is a state we call homeostasis. Homeostasis is the all the body system and organs, they want whatever they have lost during the performance, during the rigorous exercises, they want that to recover and to replenish themselves very fast. And that's why they want a proper timing so that the homeostasis can take place. Sudden breaks are not allowed, and not recommended, neither for the vehicles nor for your body. And in my lecture in the beginning I said, body, we use body as a vehicle to reach somewhere, maybe the spirituality, the brain health, neurofitness, or maybe through the nutrition. So everything is essential. So cool down and warm up is very essential.
Okay, so thank you very much. So as I've heard, so warm up is to accelerate our body, and while the cool down is to relax our body, our spirits to
Slowly and
relax.
systematically, yeah.
Okay, so slowly and systematically. So thank you very much, Dr. Pajal. So I learned also from you that sleep is where our mind or brain rejuvenate. So thank you very much for again your fruitful and your informative topic for this day. So thank you very much for our speakers for this day,
Thank you for
Dr.
inviting.
Chelam. Okay, and then Dr. Pajal. So now let's go back to our moderator, Sir Mark Dalipe. So, sir?
Yes, thank you so much for that, Ma'am Prudence. Ma'am, Dr. Anju, can I ask one more question about your topic? Kasi I
Talk.
it's really interesting. Yes, Doc. About docs to the sleep or enough sleep, that we should have an enough sleep, right? In your discussion about the core concept of physical education, what strategy can you suggest in order for the youth to have an enough sleep, or what can you recommend to our parents? Because some of our in here in Philippines or in other country, we are in the world rather, we are experiencing a pandemic, and the students are experiencing this modules or this flexible learning, which is they are having modules, and then the parents, what can you suggest to the parents so that their children can have an enough sleep? Because some of, as I heard, some of the students are like they are saying, they have 2 to 3 hours to sleep because of
Yeah.
the modules. Yes, and how is that, ma'am?
Yeah. There are two things going on. Somebody has the mic on. Please mute your mic. There are two things going on. One, they are lacking in the physical exertion or exercises because we are in lockdown somewhere, and we are in pandemic. We are not, people are avoiding to go into the fitness centers, swimming pools are closed. So that's why the physical exertion is not there. When we are not tired, sometimes we don't feel like sleeping. That's why they are onto internet and they are watching movies, Netflix, whatnot. So that's why the screen time is enhanced already. Now they are studying also on the screen, they are relaxing also on the screen. So physical body is not exerted, so that's why the sleep is, the sleep time is reduced. So both reasons are very valid reason. But for parents and for youth, for everyone, I would like to suggest that here you have to work on your body. For that, you must have a particular hour for everybody in the family to sleep. Like 10 p.m., the lights will go off, then it will go off for everyone. All the mobile phones should be at one corner of the house, and nobody should allow to, go and access that. 10 p.m. if we sleep, then 6 a.m. we have to get down. Whether whether you are feeling sleepy or not, whether you are you are in going into sleep or not, but just relax your body and mind. Relax. You need to cut off the screen time, you need to cut off the access to the mobile phone, and you need to set a proper regime for sleep also. for 1 hour fitness, what we do, we prepare our attire, we prepare our shoes, we prepare our water bottle, we prepare our protein shake, we do lot of exercise, lot of preparation for 1 hour exercise. For 8 hours of sleep, you make burn the aroma candle, you have good smell, aromas, dim the light, listen music, a peaceful music only, that can be allowed. And then if you start practicing like this, within a week and 10 days, body will know when to shut off. It is a pattern. Our body can learn anything, any kind of timetable we can teach it. It is a very our body is very intelligent. When we, at a particular time when we start sleeping, the pattern will be developed, the neuron, the neuro path, and every activation and deactivation will be known by the body that this is my sleep time. So bio clock is very essential to follow. Right now, what is happening basically, because of the lockdown, because of the schools are closed, colleges are closed, the students are not getting up on time. If they have to access at 8 o'clock, they have to log in. They are getting at 7:45 and they are just logging. And the screens are off, the videos off, or off. The teachers are giving the lectures, but they are, they are just relaxing. So because of that, the pattern is disturbed, and I'm just warning the world. Now we are going to be, off. We are going to be offline now. Again, you all have to go to your offices, school, colleges. This 1 year is already, everybody has relaxed too much. So now start building up your timetable, start building up your bio clock. That will be easier for you to again go back to the offline mode. So you need to practice it. All the parents, please be strict now.
Sir Mark?
Okay, yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. So thank you so much, Dr. Padilla. So meaning we have a time management for that. So we must have time for our exercise. We must have time for our to eat nutritious foods, or I mean, yes, to eat nutritious foods, and time for the modules. So thank you so much for that, ma'am. And later on, I will post in Facebook these recommendations and suggestions to the parents that they should have this suggestion to their children. Thank you so much, ma'am. And to our dear speakers. And of course, thank you so much, Ma'am Prudence, for the assisting in an open forum. And let's proceed. And to give us a concluding speech, may we call on an assistant professor of physical education and sports department of Pondicherry University, Dr. Ram Mohan Singh. Sir?
Yeah.
Yes,
Good
sir.
afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon from India, and
yes, sir. Good afternoon.
Good evening in Philippines. So first, I would like to thank all of you, especially the International Association of Physical Education and Sports Incorporated, the Physical Education Foundation of India, for giving me this opportunity to share some time with you all. First, I would like to offer the deepest condolences about the loss of our great athletic legend, the flying Sikh, Milkha Singh. So he was a great man, and unfortunately, we have lost him yesterday to the COVID pandemic. Apart from that, I would like to also specially mention my thanks to Professor Dr. Joelson M. Santos, Dr. Piyush Jain, Dr. Kishore Mukhopadhyay, and our chief guest, Dr. Gulshan Khanna. Thank you very much, sir, for gracing this occasion and making this conference really meaningful and lovely occasion for all of us. I would like to summarize basically on what our key speakers delivered today, which I'm sure has resonance for everybody in some way or the other. Lot of new inputs, lot of new ideas have been put forward, which is coinciding with the title of the conference, which specifically is for different dimensions of physical fitness. Truly, we have to look at very different aspects of physical fitness, especially due to how the pandemic has changed the complete scenario. Just now, as teachers, we were discussing how difficult it is for our students, not only students, even we teachers, to maintain the concentration of constantly looking at the screen and teaching the students who may or may not actually be there, right? So from the physical classroom into the virtual classroom, where it is more like a one-way traffic, and looking at the images and looking at the digital formats, we have to teach. So this has completely changed the way teaching, learning, knowledge sharing has become. And more importantly, the synergy that the physical classroom, we are able to generate, that has become missing. And especially another fitness aspect that we have to worry is COVID fitness. So how people are going to be surviving, being in isolation, being not in social contact. So these are all a very natural and part of us human beings. So this COVID has put every fence around everybody and has determined how people should be living. So for that also, we will need some kind of a fitness, because man naturally wants to be out. He doesn't want to be confined to one place. So with this, I would like to highlight the first resource person, Miss Geraldine Redson, founder and CEO of Athlete's Brain. She discussed a very, very interesting topic, I should say, which concerns the brain as an integral part of fitness. We look at mental fitness, but this was the time where specifically we had to look at how brain can play an important role in fitness. She brought into the picture how exercise will help in protecting the memory and thinking skills of a person. Also, she highlighted the positive physiological and chemical changes that occurs in a brain due to exercise. She also suggested from the studies that volume of the brain in select areas also has shown an increase due to regular exercising. The impact of aerobic exercise, endurance-based exercises on the brain was more when compared to resistance or high frequency type of exercises. The neurofitness aspect, which was a nice terminology that she has coined and she had discussed deeply on it. It is a kind of holistic workout for the brain and the body. So it is mental as well as the brain exercise that constitutes the holistic fitness aspects that we have to look into today. And regular exercises, she said, also promotes neurogenesis, which basically means production of new brain cells to keep the brain active, healthy, and long lasting. She highlighted also the benefits that accrues to our body due to neurofitness. There was a research that she suggested which said that the function and fitness of the brain, she said that she is working on a one-of-a-kind research across the globe, which specifically looks at the function and fitness of the brain. So her organization is doing a research study, which is very unique in the world, specifically focusing on the brain activities. She has the changes that were identified in the brain due to working out could be as early as the first session that you start working out. So that is something very interesting to note, that you don't have to exercise for a very long time to have a positive or a good impact on the brain. The very moment you start exercising, your brain will see the good effects of the such activities. These changes, when it is sustained over a period of time, also becomes very significant. So training the brain is also as important as physical and mental training. So this was her concluding remark. So this was the first resource person who highlighted the importance of neurofitness. Secondly, we had Dr. Chellam, Associate Professor, Department of Nutrition and Dietetics, Sita Lakshmi Ramaswamy College, Trichy. Her topic for the day was on importance of nutritional fitness, and she wanted to show us the way forward for it. In the beginning, he highlighted the variations in the energy expenditures that happens over time. These variations could be different for an athlete and a non-athlete. Also, how these activities can different, how these activities, I'm sorry, got a phone call to disturb me. Yeah, so she also dwelt upon how various systems in our body are engaged. Very nice picture she had put with all the systems of the body and how exercises and workout impact it. She also brought into the picture the energy demand that is met by our regular food habits and dietary proportions. And she also suggested that this type of dietary proportions are by and large self-designed and also very much localized. What is available locally, people tend to go for it. She suggested that the demand for a professional sports person in terms of nutrition is much more meticulously planned when compared to a non-sports person or a normal human being who is not engaged in vigorous sports activities. She also linked to the nutrition and other details information, with the ancient scriptures, which had focused at that point of time itself as to how a body can determine what type of nutrition is required for its proper functioning, and consequently, if a proper nutrition is maintained, the body can also heal by itself. So this concept was very much mentioned in the ancient scriptures in India as well as in other civilizations, which was brought forward by Dr. Chellam. She also explained with a nice graphic the connection of food and nutrition with life and death across the globe. She also emphasized the need for nutritional fitness and how performance can be sustained by proper proportion and preparation of this nutrition. She explained how nutritional fitness helps in improving our routine lifestyle also. She said that it was very, very important that a balance between physical as well as nutritional fitness should be ensured by all of us. Even the highly trained athletes should constantly focus on their nutritional fitness in order to avoid becoming unhealthy. So we tend to take it for granted that sports person are supremely fit and they can just get over with anything. But that point was contested by Dr. Chellam, and she said that even a top level sports person, if he is not following healthy habits, he could be fit but can be unhealthy also. So she also explained the nutritional fitness indicators and how these markers should be monitored. The steps needed to achieve nutritional fitness were also focused by Dr. Chellam in her lecture. She highlighted the differences in global food distribution with a nice map. She also expressed how quality of food can be ensured the factors that are to be considered for nutritional planning. And last but not the least, she also focused on how genetics will influence our biological makeup. So in conclusion, she advocated precision nutrition. So precision nutrition, which means that just like how in sports and in teaching learning, we consider individual differences, precision nutrition is very much advised on people, because we cannot have one rule that applies to all of us, for which she has given the genetic makeup as a background for this. And we will respond to any nutrition the way our genetic program is done. Since we don't have a common genetic program for all of us, the nutrition also should be according to the genetics that we are bestowed with. So with this, she concluded her lecture. And third and final resource person for the day was Dr. Anjum Padiyal, who was from other part of the globe. Now probably it is much past midnight over there. Ma'am, thank you for staying with us for this long. And she is an assistant professor in the Department of Physical Education and Sports, Deshbandhu College in University of Delhi. Her topic also was very much relevant to what we all need today, the core concept of physical fitness. She gave a beautiful data of WHO that how much obesity and other lifestyle related diseases are prevalent in our world today. Really alarming to see how technology in one side, they have made us all have a very good life indeed. But in the other way, it has also brought untold miseries and diseases in us, which if we choose to ignore, it is going to be one of the biggest regrets of life. Ma'am, your lecture was very much apt to what we require today. And then after giving the introduction of this alarming data, then she promptly suggested solutions also as to what fitness is about. She explained what health related fitness is, what skill related fitness is, and how each and every term, how these 11 components of fitness, it was individually given in detail with suitable examples. And to also, as a finishing touch, she gave us the do's and don'ts of fitness. So it was a very systematically planned lecture with the data. She said what fitness is about. Then she suggested what we should remember while doing fitness and what we should avoid. And in conclusion, she suggested how physical fitness can be improved by all of us by adopting a healthy lifestyle. In fact, in the open forum, they answered questions very aptly with giving practical examples. It was really a great pleasure to have these three wonderful resource persons who had given us lot of food for thought, and how even as an ordinary person, we need to be conscious of our body, of our food, and also of our brain. With this, I would like to conclude by a big thanks to all the resource persons, the organizers of this wonderful conference, and also all my dear friends for giving me this great opportunity to share my time and also sharing your valuable time with me. Once again, thank you very much, and Jai Hind.
Wow, thank you so much for that, Dr. Ram, for your concluding speech. And let's proceed to, may we call on our program chairperson of BPE program, Batangas State University, JPLPC Malvar Campus, to give us the vote of thanks. Let's welcome Dr. TJ D. Panganiban. Doc, belated happy birthday, Doc.
Thank you, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, Doc, you're audible.
Okay, so good day to our respected guests and participants. It's an honor for me to have the opportunity to give a vote of thanks on this very timely and webinar sessions. So I, on behalf of International Association on Physical Education and Sports Incorporated, extends a warm vote of thanks to all delegates of this webinar for their participation. I extend my thanks to our distinguished resource speakers, Ms. Geraldine Riardon, Associate Professor Dr. Chelyam, and Assistant Professor Dr. Anjum Pajal. Thank you, ma'am and sirs, for taking out time from your busy schedule to grace the event. Thank you for enlightening us, for inspiring, and for encouraging us with your words on this special day. Today's webinar was full of knowledge and interesting things. A special thanks to Dr. Piyush Jain, Associate Professor Dr. Kishore Mukapajay, Mr. Subrata Day, Professor Dr. Grishan Kana, Ms. Prudence Palon, Dr. Ran Mohan Singh, and Mr. Mark Anthony Dalipe for providing the support to make this webinar successful. I must not forget to thank the organizing team of the Physical Education Foundation of India and the IAPS family for working hard to make this session successful. And of course, thank you, Dr. J. Wilson Santos, for working hard, for the encouragement, for the guidance and opportunities. And finally, our heartfelt thanks to all our participants for your active participation. And lastly, thank you to our mighty Lord for making this possible despite the challenges brought by pandemic. Once again, thank you everyone for making this a great success. Hope to see you again in our future events. God bless us all. Thank you po. Sir Mark?
Thank you so much, Dr. TJ, for that. And before this webinar ends, I would like also to thank everyone for being with us today in the whole duration of our conference. To the technical session, Dr. Piyush, Dr. Kishore, Mr. Sobratade, Dr. Kana, and to our dear speakers who are very busy, but still they gave time for us, Miss Geraldine, Dr. Chalam, and Dr. Padial, and of course, for our concluding session, Ma'am Prudence, Dr. Ram, and Dr. TJ, and also a special thanks to the effort, commitment, and dedication of Dr. Jewelson Santos, our IEPS president, for trusting and giving this opportunity to be a moderator in today's conference. Of course, thank you also to all our participants around the world, to the Physical Education Foundation of India, and thank you, everyone. And I hope everyone learned and bring this as they go to their works, home, and offices. And this is another notable accomplishment for everybody. And this has been your host, Sir Mark Anthony Dalipe of Catanduanes State University. And of course, may we request everyone to open their camera for the photo opportunity. We request everyone to open their cameras for the photo opportunity. And happy Father's Day to everyone. Yes, Dr. Jewel, please take the shot. Say Waki. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Yay. And see you on the next webinar or conference. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you very much. See you.
Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
Thank you, all of you. Yeah.
Thank you
Good
all of you.
evening and good afternoon,
Good
everybody.
afternoon here in Philippines.
And good night from Los Angeles.
Good night.
Oh, good night, ma'am, from Los
Dr.
Angeles. Yes.
Good night.
See you on the next interesting and webinar or conference. I enjoy a lot. Thank you.
Meeting you all. Thank you very much, all of you. Dr. Anju, bye-bye. Dr. Prudence, and all of you, Dr. Anthony.
And thank you
very
also
much.
to our
See you
participants
all.
here.
See you
Ma'am
all.
Sultana, Ma'am Begum, you are here. Thank you so much for participating. Sir Manohar, wow. Thank you. Thank you for participating.
Thank you, madam.
Sir Mohammed.
Thank you, madam.
Thank
Dr.
you.
Anju, madam, you presented very well and so interesting. More informative.